Hello, dear traders. How's everyone doing today? Wonderful Monday. And I think I should be audible now. So, we are going back to the roots of our webinars, and we are back with our market review streams, which oftentimes or usually happen on Monday. So let's have a quick look at what is happening in the markets and what has been happening recently, because everything that happened recently affects something that is happening right now and will be affecting something that will be happening next week and the next month. And this week we have quite a few interesting updates, which I definitely want to share with you. And I want to start off with looking at some of our main assets, which we all like to observe and like to trade. And I would like to start off with gold as a good evening. Good evening, Santosh. Welcome. So we are back with our streams. So something that I would like to mention is that even though we have a very popular mode of trading, which is called FTT or fixed time trades, this mode of trading is super popular among our traders. And I would say that almost, probably more than 80 or 90% of all trades they do happen on very short durations, like 1 minute trades, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and oftentimes it's even down to 45 seconds, 30 seconds, and what is our minimum durations? 5 seconds, right? Yes, 5-second trades. So many of our traders, they like to trade using such quick durations. For me personally, I do not really like this kind of trading, and there is a simple reason, because this time frame, in my opinion, is one of the most difficult ones to predict and forecast. But of course, as the old saying goes, that you can make profit on markets with by applying various trading strategies and various techniques. And in my example, in my particular case, I like some other strategies, some other indicators, etc. But I totally do not object if some of you like those quick trades, because those quick trades, you can also build a trading strategy based off of that. Now, maybe one quick piece of advice that I would like to share with you is that you can apply, you can use all the same indicators and all our most common, most favorite strategies. For example, the momentum indicator, which is in fact the main indicator of the Excel strategy. So you can apply this one as well. Okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you need to practice. You need to so practice makes perfect. That is the law of trading. So you need to try various things, various indicators, various approaches, and you need to find something that works for you. And of course, you want to do that on a large number of trades, of course, because you need to have some experience, and from that experience, you can build your own strategy from scratch. Now, going back to the main topic of my today's webinar and my today's speech is this. So I would like to once again mention that my favorite or my predominant way of trading here on Olymp Trade platform is Forex. So since recently it has become Forex, and I would just like to share this very fun fact with you that since almost 3.5 months, I've been holding this position on gold, which has now increased by, I don't know how many times, like 13 times already. And this is just one example, which basically shows you how Forex trades can be beneficial for you, because you just open one trade and then you just enjoy your life, enjoy whatever you're doing, and the market does everything for you. Of course, you have losing trades. I have losing trades. Things like that can happen. So, for example, here with, for example, what is that? Toncoin. I didn't. I should have maybe closed that profitable trade before. while it was profitable, but I didn't, and I took a loss. But the overall idea with Forex is that you open trades and then you're able to maintain, to keep those, to hold those positions for pretty much an unlimited period of time. Like the only limitation is, well, pretty much the leverage. Of course, if price drops or goes significantly against you and your multiplier is, say, 10, so price drops by 10%, multiplied by 10 multiplier, you lose your position completely. Or you can actually add from your account, you can add up in the existing trade, but nonetheless, it works like this. So multiplier, it multiplies your profits, like in this case, but it can also multiply your losses. All right, so when did I open this trade? Right, I've been holding on to this trade since January 10th, or since, June 10th. So far, I've paid commissions of $700, $715. And so basically for transferring this position overnight, each night, I pay a certain amount of money. So I know exactly what this fee is going to look like. But at the same time, I'm making plus 19 or almost 20,000 on this trade. So I feel all right. Now, what is my target on gold? So what do I expect from gold? Basically, I expect that gold would go all the way up to almost 3,000. I do not think that we'll be able to reach 3,000 very easily. I think close to 2,800, 2,900, we are going to start having major resistance levels and a lot of selling pressure, because by then people who, all right, let's have a quick look. The overall picture on gold is this. So people who are buying, who bought gold at 2,000 and now at 2,800, 2,900, they will be making plus 50%, almost 50% of their profits on their positions, multiplied by leverage. So those people need to eventually do the so-called profit taking, right? So they have profits and they need to take those profits, because otherwise those profits remain sitting there in the form of unrealized profit. So they need actually to counter the trade, to basically close the trade, and by doing so, they will basically take the money. So there is a question about euro against the Australian dollar. All right, it's a good question. So does it have any potential to go up? Well, I think it certainly does. And if you look at the nature of this asset, okay, so let's go to trading view. Here, Euro AUD. You are going to notice that this is a very, the so-called corridor style asset. So it just goes simply from 1.60 and so it moves. Let me draw it for you. It's 1.70 and 1.60, right? More or less. So during the past, since last year, we've been sitting here, 1.60, 1.70. So, that is always a very difficult question to answer. So whether a breakdown will happen here or not, it is hard to tell, frankly. I don't know. But so far, I think it has upside potential. So we jumped here exactly from this is the exact price, the exact quote, so 1.6000. So we jumped off from here towards 1.70, and now we are back at 1.60 again. So in my opinion, we have a lot of upside potential here. Like, why not? So technically speaking, I think, yes, we have a nice upside potential. Now, the question is this: where do I open a trade? So ideally, of course, you needed to open a trade about a week ago when the price was trading right at the 1.60 level, because in this case, your ratio between your potential profit and your potential stop loss is the best. So here, your potential stop loss well, it's probably less than half a figure, as they say it, like 0.5, 0.5 of a point. So you can put it here, and your potential profit is at least here at 1.65. So it is the ratio of 1 to 10. So it's a really good ratio. It's a pretty fantastic ratio, to be honest. You know, it's a very fantastic ratio. So 160 all the way up to 1.65, right? So yeah, that's it. That is my opinion. But if you want to trade this asset, well, maybe you can open a trade even right now, but just be aware and think where your stop loss will be located. Because if you put it somewhere here below 1.6, then your your current entry point is not as interesting, is not as juicy as potentially could be. Nonetheless, if you feel that this asset has a lot of upside potential, then of course, yes. All right, let's also compare USD AUD. Okay, so USD AUD is kind of declining. It's kind of a decline. Okay, so yeah, I can't really say anything else here. So Euro AUD, yes, I see a pretty nice trade, but of course, last week it looked even like way better because, well, it was trading right at this 1.60 level. Now, so yes, let's go back to our Euro USD, which is the number one heavily traded currency pair in the world, and something that I mentioned a few times already, that even though this asset has some upside potential still, but it is still very difficult for this asset to grow. And here, right next to 1.12, 1.12000, this level, double top formation and correction, totally predictable, totally technical, classic one from technical analysis. So we see this double top pattern, and especially here with this very minor false breakout, that is where basically so yeah, here it is, and you have this nice little breakout which did not allow to for the price to go even above, and then once the price dropped, so before 1.120, that is the point from where correction started. And obviously now it's once again kind of close to profit taking here as well. And yeah, it needs to, well, so far we are trading below 1.10, but of course this can be a false breakdown again now, kind of the opposite thing, and we can rebound quickly. So we'll see. Hard to tell, but technically speaking, we are still in the bullish area where people can still find some reasons to buy this asset, and potentially this asset will go above towards 1.11 and maybe 1.12. But we'll see. So overall, if you compare a Euro USD, so 2 years back we were trading exactly at these levels, at these same levels, and fast forward to now, 2 years have passed, and we're again trading at around 1.10. Now, at the same time, if you look at assets like USD JPY, so this is a currency pair where you can really make a very nice, very interesting profit, because here, as you can see, even though we're once again close to the same level, 150, but see the magnitude of these moves. So we go down, we go up, we go down, goes up. So it's constant moves. It constantly generates very lucrative entry points. So it goes here, totally predictable, goes up again, meets the previous resistance, turns out to be a double top formation, goes down. But then we have this previous resistance, support, and then we go up again, another correction, and of course you need to follow a little bit what the Bank of Japan is doing or has been doing, because they pretty much they openly say, they openly tell, they openly inform the public about what they are about to do. Like in this case, they were like taking monetary steps in order to control the currency exchange. So overall, it was a fun thing and totally predictable. So it's always fun when you can place a very short stop loss and potentially get a very high profit. Okay, like here. So you enter here, and maybe if you're lucky enough, you stay in this trade for a long time, and you close your trade here with wonderful profits. Now, what do I see here? The overall global picture on the USD JPY currency pair. So right now we have 150 is a very obvious, very clear, very so easy to see resistance level, and 140 is a support level. So obviously we have this kind of like corridor trading situation again. So 140 to 150 goes up, goes down, but the overall thing is this. So corridor trading, and I cannot say, I can't even find the words to describe how beautiful, how technically great, and how technically responsive this asset is or has been in the past few years, because all those technical patterns that we know, like resistance turning into support, or the so-called role reversal pattern, very clear picture how it worked here. Double tops here. This assumption candlestick, boom. Volatility goes 155, 160. Round numbers totally goes from one round number to another one. It's just a wonderful pattern, a wonderful asset that, as you can see, I cannot overestimate how technically responsive this asset is. So it goes from one support level to another, again to the same point, goes up again. So right now we are, the next entry would be here at close to 150. So even if you feel that this asset might potentially start reversing and start to go down, you still wanna open your trades as close to levels of support and resistance as possible, because, well, obviously because that gives you the best ratio between stop loss and take profit, and that's how you make the overall profitability of your strategy so much better. All right, so let's move next. A few very interesting assets right now. So, wow, our good old friend Bitcoin, right? So it has been trading since late February. So late February, it entered this area of above 60,000. 1, 2, 3. So 3 days, the so-called three white soldiers pattern, followed by a red candlestick. So exactly, once again, technical. And then I was still expecting that we would still be able to breach this previous level of resistance of 72,000 or 71, 72. Now the maximum was close to almost 74,000. And fast forward to today, and we are still trading at, well, close to 63,000. Now, so much hype has been happening this summer. Well, maybe not so much hype, but I would say not so loud, but big purchases from major players. So it seems that during these summer months, these spring and summer months, big players like MicroStrategy, Morgan Stanley, I think even Goldman Sachs and others, they have been accumulating Bitcoin, like their possessions, and they are increasing, or they have significantly increased their holdings. And what this is telling me or suggesting me is that we are looking for a very strong, again, bull run, another bull run, because if we compare this to the situation in 2021, so the price went up and then it stayed there for a little bit and then boom, it collapsed. So there weren't many real buyers over there. And then again, they tried to push again for the new high, didn't work so much, and then this crypto winter for 2 years when the price was trading around I don't know, below 26,000 on average, below 30. Now we are trading at 63,000, and it looks as if we are trying now to breach this 65. The next resistance is 65. Couldn't do it last week, and then there was this pretty strong correction on Monday, Tuesday. But 60,000 is still a very strong support level, and the bulls didn't let the bears to break below this level. So we'll see. Potentially, I see that we can go all the way up to 70,000 and even higher. And the biggest question is who's going to win in the US elections. So we are exactly 1 month away from the US elections in the United States. And I think right now everyone is kind of like all right, so all right, so okay, yeah, so I apologize for this slight delay in the internet. Now, MSTR, the company MicroStrategy, which is, well, which became well known in 2021 because their stock went from something like $10 per share all the way up to 110, even 130 was the highest point. And as you can see, it closely, this year, it also closely resembles the price of Bitcoin and the same chart. So going from 45 up to 200, kind of trading sideways here in the corridor. So this company is one of the biggest holders of the Bitcoins, at least publicly known ones. And I mean, their market capitalization is up. So many people or many big investors are betting that this company is on the right side, right? So on the right side, and they know what they're doing, because basically, to waste $11 billion worth of, well, pretty much Bitcoins doesn't seem like a very irrational decision. So what they're trying to do is, I think many people or many investors are following this stock because, well, simply because they know something that this company probably knows something about this. All right, maybe I spoke in a little bit confusing way, but nonetheless. So BTC, I think, still has a pretty nice potential. Now, one of the recent, so also Ethereum, and Ethereum, I think it once again has a much higher potential because Bitcoin is trading 10% down from its this year's high, and Ethereum is trading at I don't even know, like 40% below its high this year. So potentially, I think it has very nice upside potential, and it can go at least to 3,000, and it will probably start doing this at a much accelerated pace compared to Bitcoin. It just happens this way. Now, I would like to conclude with a few trading ideas. So trading idea number one is TON, T-O-N. So it's Telegram Open Network coin. And so while it seems that the situation with Pavel Durov is finally has been resolved, at least partially. So that gave a lot of boost to the company's token. But it's worth also mentioning that this company has So Telegram now has approximately it's close to 700 million 700 million active users. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that something, right? So we have a huge number of people using Telegram, and fundamentally speaking, this current market capitalization of Toncoin is well, it seems totally underrated, undervalued, and I would not be surprised if we see if we start seeing very high prices in the coming months, and potentially even like, well, in 1 year it's almost a guarantee that it's gonna cost so much. So you can even with our platform you can invest with the minimum multiplier of 5, and you can keep this you can buy and hold almost. But I think it's almost always at my watch list. So frankly speaking, yes, I see a lot of upside potential here for this token. We saw a nice rally in March. So in March, April, it went from 2 all the way up to 8. Yeah, even in April. Yeah, so in 1 month it went up by 4 times. And we are back at 5. So for me, this looks like a very interesting level of purchases. Now, the one final asset that I want to talk about is a very interesting token, which is called Hamster Combat, and it is a very hyped up project on the internet where users could tap and complete certain tasks in that application, and by doing so, they were gaining some tokens or a certain number of coins, and on the 26th of September, on the ICO day, they were able to exchange those, like what they had tapped, they became able to exchange that for real money on certain exchanges. I think Binance, Bybit, etc., a few others listed the coin on their exchanges, and that was the moment when basically people got able to convert those tokens into some real money. But I'm not sure if anyone became rich by that thing, because it seems that the exchange rate was very small, and then that selling pressure that followed, it created this effect that now when the ICO took place at almost 0.009, and we are currently trading 50% below from the ICO level. All right, so Brent, one final asset which I want to mention today is Brent. So Brent is once again reaching $80 per barrel due to instability in the Middle East region, and well, maybe right now it will be able to break above 80 level, and then it will go towards 82, 84, etc. We'll see, but a lot will depend on how things in the Middle East further unfold. All right, dear traders, this is it. Please check the schedule of streams on this channel. You can even set notifications to your to the upcoming webinars so that you don't miss them. So good luck with your trades, and do attend our trading streams. All the schedule is on the front page. And my name is Thomas, and I will see you next Monday. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye. Good luck.